Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Montreal, Canada, Derkson!
Yeah! Hey, how are you, everybody? Give it up for Ray and Paul tonight. I forgot Paul's name. Give it up for Ray and Paul, hosting the shit out of this show. That's awesome. I'm in Berlin. This is fascinating to me. I did a big touristy day today. Had a big touristy day. I went out to Checkpoint Charlie, the Topography of Terror, Jewish Museum. Fun. Please tell me somewhere in the city there's a puppy and boobs museum. I need something to cheer me up. It's very sad. Oh my God! Now we've had so much fun. I've been on holidays, so I've been sort of coming here to do some comedy on my holidays. It's kind of cool. We started off in Munich, went to Oktoberfest. Who's been to Oktoberfest? No. Yes, we have. We've been to Oktoberfest. You're very polite here. I love that. Yes, we have. Move on. Funny man. Oktoberfest. I'm Canadian. I thought I understood beer. No. When the beer is as big as your head, you don't get beer. And then we went to Prague, which is a fascinating city. A lot of history. I found myself saying very intelligent things walking around Prague, like, this looks old. I'm a very smart man. So on my last night in Prague, I had to do what you do when you're in Prague. We go find the best strip club we could in Prague, me and my wife. That was fun. I don't know honestly what happened, but I woke up with a cracked rib. That's all I know. There's no joke there, it's actually true. That's terrifying. I love Berlin. Before I came out here, before I came out to Germany, I was determined to learn some German. And so I bought this program for my computer to learn German, teach me German. It was awesome. It's the kind of thing where you talk to your computer and it corrects you with your pronunciation, but my computer couldn't hear me very well, so I spent a lot of time yelling at it. And when you are yelling German while you're sitting in your Montreal apartment over your Jewish neighbors, meine Katze schwarz doesn't sound cool. It sounds very terrifying to them. But I'm here and I love this. This is an awesome place. I don't know, the stuff I've been reading, I love. You guys follow at all what's going on in New York, the World Trade Center, the Ground Zero Mosque? Yeah. You heard about it? Yep. I was reading this great, watching this great thing about, they were talking about the Ground Zero Mosque, and the people who wanted to open it up decided about 2 weeks ago they're going to move it 4 blocks away so as not to piss anyone off. But it has nothing to do with the protests. Also has nothing to do with the protests, it will look like the World Trade Center. Sorry, that's funny in my head. I don't give a shit. That's all new shit. I don't give a shit what you think about that. This year, actually, I'm kind of excited. This year, one of the things I've been doing this year in my comedy is this has sort of been a commemorative year for me. Last year, this time, I lost somebody very, very important to me. And I really hope it translates here. Because last year, this time, I lost Patrick Swayze. I know. Who likes Patrick Swayze? Yeah! Patrick Swayze is so cool, his name should be immediately followed with an air kick. Swayze, bam! What are you watching? I don't know, but it's got Swayze, bam, in it. You like Patrick Swayze? What's your favorite Patrick Swayze movie? Really? Seriously? What are you, retarded or something? It's got Keanu. He fucking took the Swayze all out of it. Generally, you ask women, you'll get 2 movies. Ghost or Dirty Dancing. You ask any guy in the world, best Patrick Swayze movie?
Point Break.
Ask any straight guy, you'll get Roadhouse. Roadhouse! But pain don't hurt. We like Swayze even if he's a little bit retarded. Because Swayze, pain does hurt. That's the pure definition of it. Swayze. I love Dirty Dancing. Patrick Swayze has entered into our lexicons of the best movie lines of all time. Nobody puts baby in a corner. Yes, sir, you are baby in this situation. Nobody puts baby in a corner. A line so powerful that when it's said in Dirty Dancing, her 53-year-old father allows her to go out on the dance floor and basically get dance penetrated by him. Swayze! A line so powerful that the next line said in the movie is by her own mother, and she says, hang on a sec, I want to see this. Swayze! The other movie line I love from Swayze is, everybody know what Patrick Swayze says to Demi Moore in Ghost? When Demi Moore says, I love you? Ditto. I dare any guy tonight. Go home when your girl is holding you close. She's holding you. She looks up at you, those big eyes, and she goes, baby, I love you. Look her square in the fucking eyes. Just go, ditto. Guaranteed next thing, Swayze! Right in your nuts! Oh my God. Who plays video games here? Anybody play video games? You play? What do you play?
I'm playing Grand Theft Auto.
What?
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. Fuck, that's the best game in the world. Who? Grand Theft Auto? Yeah! I played Grand Theft Auto before I left for 27 hours straight. I learned two very important lessons of life playing Grand Theft Auto. Important lesson number one, I really, really, really like killing hookers for points. Important lesson number two, if you have been playing Grand Theft Auto all day long, do not, and I repeat, do not go outside. Especially do not get behind the wheel of a car. The only thing going through your mind is fucking screw this shit up, kick that guy out. Fuck you, buddy, I gotta work my way through the Russian mob today. I gotta fuck you. See, I love video games. The thing that bugs me about video games the most is the way that the media treats anybody under the age of 25 if they do something wrong nowadays. It's like somebody just killed 14 people in his dorm room. Oh my God, what video game was he playing? He was playing Tetris. Oh, that explains why they're cutting cube shapes and stacked one on top of the other. That's terrifying. Back in the old days, you never had that problem. You never heard about some guy playing Super Mario Brothers all day long, broke into all the pet stores and started jumping on all the turtles. You never heard about some guy playing Donkey Kong all day long, climbed to the top of a construction site and started throwing barrels at Italian midgets. Fuck you, Guido! You never heard about some guy playing Frogger all day long and decided, you know what we should do now? Let's go play in traffic and ride the back of a crocodile! Maybe because Frogger sucks. How many people would consider themselves porn efficient? It's a good word, isn't it? Porn efficient? That makes sense? Like, you understand porn. I'm in. How many girls watch porn on a regular basis here?
Woohoo!
Really? My wife, awesome. What is this? Hang on a second. How many guys watch or look at porn on a somewhat regular basis? Woo! Thank you very much. All of the comics. See, most men, well, women notice, I've had this problem with girls I've dated, they go, porn is gross. Why do you have to? They sort of start going through your computer at one point, like, oh, what is that? Oh my God, it's disgusting. And they don't understand, to us as men, porn is different. Porn is a sign of growing up. You laugh, fuck you, you're wrong. Porn it is. And every guy has had this experience. We've all had it. We're about 10, 11 years old. And we're out with our friends, frolicking. Through a construction site, or an old empty field, or a house that's been abandoned, filled with ghosts. And we come across an abandoned pile of porn. And it's always this. Oh, your Transformers are so cool. Turns into the opening of 2001. Throwing bones at that shit. That's porn. And it doesn't matter how disgusting or gross or mud in. There could be a dead animal living in it. If you could see a nipple, it was porn and it counted. You took that off and you broke chunks off and you shared it with your friends. It was porn. It was beautiful. And it had beautiful naked ladies doing beautiful, logical, naked lady things. Like hanging out in a barn. Or an empty football field. Or my favorite was always the library. There was always a lot of naked ladies in libraries. I accidentally got 2 degrees because of that. No naked ladies. One naked dude. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. My question is, who was the guy that left that there? There's some guy like 25 going, oh, I'm going to leave my porn here. It will be safe. Comes back the next day and is like, oh. I'm 30 and can buy my own. It's all right. But it doesn't matter. That was amazing. It was beautiful. My problem nowadays is the porn now. With the internet, there's too much porn. We are saturated with porn. I am sick of so many. If I see one more shot of that girl, she's on her knees, she's smiling like she's posing for a high school photo, and her face is covered in. It's like she got into grandma's pear jam, you know? It's like she's been bobbing for clam chowder, you know? It's like she's a really bad wallpaperer, you know? It's like her face is the inside of a piñata that hasn't quite set yet. It's like she's the guy, the Nazi guy at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know, it's like 17 guys just bukaki on her face because that's the sound it makes in Japan. Bukaki. And she's smiling like she's so happy that this is going on, and I'm just looking at her going, dude, you are going to have to see a dermatologist tomorrow. It's different, man. Am I cool or do you want more?
No, man, you go.
All right. I talked about this a little bit before, but I grew up very religious. Anybody here grew up very religious? I grew up religious, but I grew up fucked up religious. I grew up Jehovah's Witness. That's the response I love. We are like the burn victims of religion, my friend. You kind of hide your kids' eyes when you see them. Don't look right at them. You ain't gonna fucking watch that. And I was one of those kids. 4 years old, I was knocking on doors. Saturday morning, 10 o'clock. Knock, 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 knock. You like to learn about Jesus? Like to learn about Jesus? First time I was ever told to fuck off, I was 5. The time I was 6, I was called a cunt. What does a 6-year-old have to do to be referred to as a cunt? Talk about Jesus. Really all it takes. It's crazy. But it was weird. Growing up Jehovah's Witness, man, it is the most fucked up religion because if you know anything about it, we weren't allowed to celebrate a lot of the holidays that most people get. Like we couldn't celebrate Christmas, couldn't celebrate New Year's, which was cool because we did acknowledge that the years changed. So I thought that was progressive of us. If we were really loyal, it should still be one, right? Seriously. We were allowed to celebrate Valentine's, Easter. Easter still doesn't make a fucking bit of sense to me, man. Easter is like Jesus chocolate rabbits. Easter. It's like you took 3 random nouns and made a holiday. Elbows, table lamps, Alex Trebek, Easter. But that didn't matter. There was only one holiday as a kid that I didn't get, that all the other kids got. The best kid holiday. Halloween, yes. The one holiday when you get to go around and do what? Knock on fucking doors, perhaps? You guys knock on doors and you got candy. I knocked on doors and got the finger. And I practiced all year for that shit. Jehovah's Witnesses are fucked up, man. They're a messed up religion. In the 1970s alone, they predicted the end of the world 4 times. 1972, 1974, 1976, 1979. They skipped a couple of years because they didn't want to miss Star Wars. That's awesome. I waited for that one. But my favorite was that they are also the most prolific publishers of magazines and periodicals in the world. It's actually second to most prolific publishers of magazine and periodicals. Who's number 1?
Penthouse.
Penthouse. Bob Guccione, who puts up Penthouse, is number 1. Jehovah's Witnesses, 2. Not for just a little bit more vagina. Could have been number 1 from that. But what was weird, man, is they put out an issue when I was a kid where they had said they figured out who was responsible for all of the evil in the world. You know what they blamed all of the evil in the world on? Disco. Jehovah's Witness said all of the evil in the world came from disco because disco makes you gay. And we all know disco does not make you gay. Disco makes you fabulous. But as a kid, I fucking believed that shit wholeheartedly. I was terrified. I was terrified because to me, what would happen is the end of the world would come and my 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, one was dressed as a construction worker, one was a cowboy, one was an Indian, and one was a cop. Jehovah's Witnesses are terrified of what they call the gay threat. And they always talked about the gay threat. The way they always they drew a picture of the gay threat. And it was a guy who was a big guy, sort of cute blonde hair, dressed well, mustache. I am the Jehovah's Witness gay threat. I really should get some fucking royalties for that. It was really weird. So the best part though is you grow up really religious and then you leave, you start to look at all of the stories, all the stuff you learned as a religious kid very, very differently. Like, does everybody know the story of Cain and Abel?
Yeah.
Sorry, I see that completely different now. Story of Cain and Abel when I was a kid was Cain and Abel. God went down to them and said, Cain and Abel, Do something to show me how much you love me, because God is very needy. And God went, yes. And they went, yes. And then Abel went out and he got his fattest sheep and he sacrificed that to God. And Cain went out and got his fattest vegetables, sacrificed that to God, which is really shawarma $4.99. Very, very reasonable. And God looked down on that and he proved Abel. And he didn't like Cain's. And as a kid, what I was told was the lesson of that story was always that you must give your best to the Lord. And that you must never get jealous and you must never kill anybody. And now, I see that story. I know what it means. God hates vegetarians. Ladies and gentlemen, I am